Thanks for tuning in to Say What Now? Reddit Stories. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and don't forget to turn on those notifications. And now, on to the story of I 30F think my boyfriend 28M resents me for earning more money than him. As the title says, I 30F met my boyfriend 28M, a school teacher, 6 years ago. When I was still a med student, he helped me during the difficult years of my residency, and we had what I thought was a solid relationship. We have similar interests in music, movies, and board games. We had some arguments, but they were always resolved through talking. We always have fun together. Now that I finally finished my residency and landed a solid job with good pay, we even started looking for a place to move in together. The thing is, now that I've finally felt like we can truly enjoy things with a more stable financial situation and with me having more free time, he seems to resent me. I don't really understand. It started innocent enough with him making slight remarks about me now being a quote unquote fancy doctor when I bought some new, better quality and professional clothes, but now the remarks never seem to stop. We went to a holiday together. I booked a better hotel room than usual because I can now afford one, and I was very excited about it. He told me I was showing off my new doctor money. I paid for his entrance ticket to a concert to a band we both like. He told me he would have preferred that we have went to a local bar instead. I paid for dinner at a restaurant we always talked about trying in the future. He then complains about the size of the portions. Well, are you happy, sir? Jeez. Yesterday, I gave him a new shirt. He told me, of course, now I have to dress better to be with you. I mean, you ain't got to be with me, but okay. I told him his phrases hurt me. He told me I was just joking, to which I said that jokes were supposed to be funny and not hurtful, and he accused me of being too sensitive. Why people always want to say that? I left shortly after because he refused to talk any more about it. I simply do not understand this man. I pay for things for him because I want to enjoy them with him. And since now I can afford it and unfortunately he can't, it seemed obvious that I could just pay his part. Gift giving is one of my love languages, especially if the gift is something that we can experience together. When we started our relationship, it was clear that I would clearly earn more money than him someday. Me being at the time a future doctor and school teachers unfortunately having profoundly unfair low salaries. He even talked about being a stay at home dad, so this wasn't anything new. I am so confused by his current behavior. It seems clear that he resents me and refuses to talk about it. At the same time, we've been together for 6 years. I loved him dearly, and I'm hoping it's just a phase. Any advice on how to deal with this? Buckle up, y'all. I read ahead. It's an update. It's a doozy. So she says, the next day, I sent him a message stating we needed to have a conversation about what happened. I went to his house and I told him I was hurt by his comments and especially by his dismissal of my feelings afterwards. I said I understood that the recent shift of dynamics on our relationship could be hard to deal with, but that I loved him and I was really happy about finally being able to buy and do things we spoke about in the past, and I wanted to share this with him. He apologized for his behavior and told me he was feeling insecure and lashing out because of that. I thought co- I thought the conversation was going very well and things would be better. Then he dropped this bomb. He cheated with another teacher from his school. Jeez. He explained that the guilt over this was making him behave strangely. He told me he was feeling less than, and another woman wanting him helped him feel better. Yeah, I'm sure it did. that it also helped his self esteem, and that it was just a one time thing and it was a mistake, that he loved me and wanted it to be better. I just stood there. I didn't know how to react. Cheating is a deal breaker for me, and I told him this at the beginning of our relationship. I thought he understood that. I thought he was the one. Clearly, he's not. I think he noticed my initial lack of reaction because he told me to say something. In the end, I just thanked him for his sincerity and told him, "We're over." He started crying and begging for forgiveness, telling me that I was the love of his life and other things that could be truthful. I didn't really pay it any attention because all I wanted at that moment was to leave his house and never see him again. I moved to the door and he tried to block me. That's when I got angry. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I made it clear I would not tolerate cheating, and he broke my trust, so that was it. I was breaking up with him. The end. I was so angry I was shaking, and I'm proud that I managed to control myself and not yell. I just wanted to be clear with my intentions. So that was it. He wouldn't stop messaging me with excuses, and then excuses turned into anger. But the final straw was a text of him saying how I was throwing away 6 years of a relationship over a mistake. I told him that he was the one that threw away the relationship when he decided to sleep with the teacher, and that I would be mailing him his things. And then I blocked him. Now I need to go search for a place to go take an STD test because I don't want to do it at the hospital I work at because I don't want anyone gossiping around me or about me. I have to take some time for me, and then I guess I'll be back at the dating market at 30. This will be fun. Sorry for the lack of happy ending, but I suppose that's life. Wow. I do not think when I started to read this post, I don't think that I expected that ending. I always read my entire post before, I do these readings. And it's just like, when I saw that, I was like, wait, he did what? So you're basically lashing out like a kid because you did something, sir? And then towards the end to say that I'm now throwing away a relationship over a mistake. I assure you, nothing that you did was a mistake. It was well thought out and carefully planned because you felt the need that you couldn't just come and talk to me about your insecurity, but to go and find whatever it is that you needed to find in somebody else in whatever way that was. Well, I hope you found it and I hope you're happy. I hope you can go back to that person because if not, oh well, I'm out. And to be honest, it sucks to think that I just spent 6 years of my life centered around someone else, and now I'm done. Now that's over. That is crazy. I would have never expected that ending or outcome. Tell me what y'all think. Did y'all see that coming? Because I didn't. Let me know down below. Comment, like, subscribe, everything. Until next time, bye bye.